Welcome aboard the Haunted Rail Tour. The tale you're about to hear is inspired by real people and events from our past. But remember, the line between fact and fiction can often blur. While these stories feature figures who walked among us, the events may be embellished or transformed over time, shaping them into the haunting legends we share today. These tales are crafted to entertain and evoke the spirit of adventure, but we encourage you to approach them with a sense of wonder and a healthy dose of skepticism. So keep in mind that not everything you hear is entirely true. The ghosts of our past may have their own stories to tell, but it's up to you to decide what to believe. Tonight, we journey to Scotia Bluff, California, where the Eel River holds secrets of a tragic event that unfolded on January 17, 1953. The winter of 1953 brought relentless rains to the region, swelling the river and saturating the ground. It was during this perilous weather that the Northwestern Pacific locomotive found itself perched on the edge of disaster. As the waters of the Eel River raged below, a massive rock slide struck Scotia Bluff, hurling the locomotive over a 45-foot embankment and plunging it into the depths of the river. Inside the locomotive were 4 souls: Bliscom, the dedicated engineer, and 3 other crew members: Porter, the fireman, Ori, the brakeman, and the final crew member, Jesus Sanchez of South Fork, who escaped death after he grabbed a floating timber and then clung to some trestle piling. The scene was one of chaos as the train was engulfed by the waters, their lives hanging in the balance. In the days that followed, a desperate search ensued. The community rallied together, hoping against hope to recover their beloved crew members. The recovery efforts were treacherous, battling the fierce currents of the Eel River. Finally, the searchers' grim task led them to the submerged engine cab. Only 2 of the bodies were recovered from the depths. Delbert G. Liscombe was the first to be found, his lifeless form still in the cab where he had worked so tirelessly. The news of his recovery sent shockwaves through the community, a somber reminder of the dangers that lurked in the shadows of the railroad. Then came the recovery of Theodore R. Porter, Jr. As rescuers pulled his body from the cab, the weight of loss hung heavily in the air. The tragedy became a part of local lore, forever etching the names of Liscombe and Porter into the hearts of the townsfolk. James Ori was never found. But the story doesn't end there. To this day, residents near Scotia Bluff speak of strange occurrences along the riverbanks. Some claim to have seen ghostly figures wandering near the water, dressed as engineers and crew members, forever bound to the site of their untimely demise. On stormy nights, when the rain pelts the earth and the wind howls, locals report hearing the distant whistle of a train. It's said to be the spirit of Liscombe, watching over the tracks in the river, ensuring that no one else meets the same tragic fate. So, dear listeners, as you traverse the banks of the Eel River or find yourself near Scotia Bluff, remember the haunting legacy of that fateful day in January 1953. The spirits of Liscombe and Porter may still linger, their stories echoing through the mist, reminding us of the fragility of life and the bonds that tie us to the past. This has been a tale from the Haunted Rail Tour. Join us this October in Samoa as we explore the local lore and legends of Humboldt County. Until next time, dear listeners, keep your lanterns lit and don't miss your train.